Hello everybody, this is Kiyoshi here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Sentinel Toys Ronin Warriors, the Rowen of the Strata action figure. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's take a look at the packaging first. It's huge packaging. I love the color. I love this navy blue / blue looking. We have Ronin Warriors. Let me zoom out a bit. You can see the whole thing. It's very cool. Rowen of the Strata. I believe this is all like the English names for it. I remember when I first watching Ronin Warrior, they had a different name when I was little. And here's some display options or photos of how the figure looks. It's very nice. This is, I think, around 145 bucks, somewhere under $150. You can get this set. Luckily, I got it at a discounted price. It was on sale. I got it for, I think, just under $120. Something like that. It's a good deal. And I'm not a completionist, so I'm not planning to complete the entire 5 Ronin Warriors from this anime. But I know a lot of people are Ronin Warrior fans, which surprises me because you know, this anime has been it's like 40-50 years ago. I don't remember. I think it was back in the 90s, early 90s. And that's when I watched this anime in early 90s, and I just didn't know that there's still a lot of people supporting this anime and like this anime, I myself including. When I was little, I remember my cousin and I used to own one of the Ronin Warriors action figures back in the 90s. Of course, they're nothing comparable with today's toys, but I remember I had a Ronin Warrior figure. Yeah, anyways, this is the packaging. Let's move that to the side and let's focus on the figure. And here we have the base figure, the Ronin Warrior base figure. And here we have the armored status figure. Cool. First-hand impression, I think the set really reminded me of Saint Seiya. I mean, I know besides Sentinel Toys, Bandai also makes Ronin Warrior toys. I think they're all compatible. They're the same scale, like the 6-inch scale line. And the only difference is I think the Bandai one, it's more shinier, more metallic paint apps to the figure, versus Sentinel Toys is more matte, you know, not as shiny as metallic looking. I have never owned the Bandai version, so I cannot compare the weight, anything like that, but I only have the Sentinel Toys. I only have this particular one. This is Rowen of the Strata, but his name in Japanese is Touma Hashiba, or I guess Rowen Hashiba, and he is the Warrior of Sky, or Sora no Senshi. Once again, I believe, I don't know, the way these figures looks reminded me a lot of Saint Seiya figures, but you know, how these characters are played, they really reminded me of, as well as Saint Seiya or Sailor Moon. You know, it's like the male version of Sailor Moon. Yep, and Ronin Warriors in Japanese is Yoroiten Samurai Torupa, something like that. Anyways, so this is the base figure, and beside the base figure, it also comes a bunch of accessories. I didn't take out from the packaging yet. We have 3 interchangeable faces, plus the one that's on there. We have the you know, yowling face, angry face, mask on face, and the smiling face. And we have a bunch of hands that can be used for holding an arrow, holding the bow. We also have hair pieces for wearing the helmet. Yeah, and here's the arrow, of course. Other than that, it also comes with the instruction sheet. I highly recommend you guys read the instruction sheet first before you guys putting things on, if this is your first figure, just so that you don't break anything. I mean, it's very simple, and the good thing is the Sentinel Toys are so cool with it. They gave us colored instruction sheets, where it's very different than Bandai. You know, I think Bandai is black and white. So this is very cool. You know, the color really helps a lot too. Although the instructions are all in Japanese, but looking at the colors, looking at, you know, the graphs, I think it's a very easy assembly. A couple of things, let's mention about what I like and what I don't like about this figure. First, talk about the things I don't like about it, because there's more things that I like about it. One thing I don't like about it is it's very fragile. After having it, holding it, not the figure, but the armor, because it's made out of plastic and very thin layer plastic, you can feel the plastic is very fragile. So if you fell on the ground, you drop it, you bend it too hard, it's gonna break, and you don't want to do that. And putting the armor on, the parts that are the most dangerous to break are definitely the shoulder armors. That's these two pieces. There's a pack right here. When you put it on, you just slide it onto it. However, you know, just don't press too hard. Otherwise, you don't want to break, you know, that connecting piece, which you will have a hard time. Other than that, the rest of the armor putting on and off, it's very easy. You know, how you put it on here is the same as how you put it on here. The module and the figure. I like to display my figure this way. And unfortunately, I'm not going to demonstrate how these armors are put on. I mean, it's very easy. Just read the instructions. It's easy. One reason I don't want to... I thought about doing an... you know, in this video, but then how fragile I feel about these plastics, I feel nah. And also, they're not that heavy. Where I am very familiar with Senseiya action figures. I have a collection of those figures. They're all metal and plastic in a mix of the two, and therefore the weight of the figure is a lot heavier. It just feels good, you know. It feels a lot more secure, a lot more just not fragile, you know what I mean? Whereas this figure, the armor part feels a lot more lightweighting. So it's just fragile in a way. So that is one thing that I don't really like about it. If they can give us some metallic pieces, you know, like these armor pieces can all be metallic, that would be great. You know, especially these are like original prices, like around $150. I mean, Senseiya figures are around $150 too, but Senseiya figures can give us a bunch of metallic metal pieces. So why not, right? Why not with the Ronin warriors? So that would be my biggest concern. Other than that, I think the figure itself is pretty cool. What I don't like about the human figure here is the back. You see all these, yep. I mean, once you have the armor on, these screw... it's going to be covered. You can't really tell it, but I just don't like it. I mean, especially, you know, today's toys, you know, action figures, there's no need for these screws, don't you think? I don't see the purpose of these. This reminded me of those 90s vintage toys, so I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe, you know, to better secure the figure. I don't know. I feel there might be a reason behind it, just to make the figure a lot more tighter, like just you know, all these joints and all that just more tight, I guess. That is the magic behind it. Especially you're gonna put the armor on, you do need a little bit weight for the figure in order for it to stand and support it. Maybe that is the only reason, but I definitely don't like this design. I feel like yeah, I'm always comparing with Senseiya because that's what I have in similar skill and similar armor mode. Senseiya figure never had something like this, you know, and they're able to withstand the figure very well with the metal joints. All the joints in the Senseiya figures are made out of metal. So I feel like they can use the same technology for these Ronin Warriors figures. But yeah, I mean, those are my gripes. You know, you got to be very careful with these figures because they are fragile. Not this figure, but the armor figure, definitely. So that's one thing I want to mention it. But let's talk about the good things. You know, there are definitely more good things. The details on the figures are amazing. First, I want to just show you guys how the armor looks. The base figure here is just the black parts. Everything that you see is black. It's the base model. And then everything that you see that's blue, white, gold, those are added on armors. So this is added on. Of course, all these pieces are added on and added on. It's very easy to put it on. And here we have the weapons as well. It's painted with metallic gold. That looks nice. 100% is plastic. But I feel like it looks pretty cool. I mean, it does have a plasticky feeling to it. It does look plastic as well. That is probably the down part, you know, but the details are great. It's very nicely made. And what I like about Ronin Warriors in general is the armor pieces. They're reminding me of the real Japanese samurai style armors, you know, which they included that into the elements of the Ronin Warriors, you know, armors. I feel that's pretty cool. You can, you know, if you like anime, if you like Ronin Warriors as an anime, of course this is cool, right? Even if you're not like a Ronin Warrior anime fan, I feel like, you know, if you are a Japanese samurai fan, this could be a nice figure to collect just for that purpose, you know, like what I'm doing, just having him displayed as it is, like a good, you know, samurai armor piece display. And I just like it. I like this whole setup very much more than having the figure wearing the armor. But if you have spare money, of course, I know a lot of collectors probably would do. They would buy 2 of these figures. They would buy 2, and one they'll put armor on the figure and put armor on here. I've seen people do that with Senseiya figure. They always buy 2, but of course I'm not going to do that. And here, let's get a closer look of the figure himself, of the character, Touma Hashiba. Cool. It's very basic. It's white and blue, and here's the face sculpt. Face sculpt looks amazing. I know Bandai also release Ronin Warrior figures. In my opinion, I feel like the face sculpt and the overall body type, like the body look, I think Sentinel Toys did it better, you know, just the proportion and the face sculpt. I feel like, of course, I haven't had the actual Bandai figure in hand, but based on what I have seen so far, it feels like it's a little bit too skinny for the Bandai model. And also, you know, the face as well. It feels, I don't know, something about it. It feels like a little bit too skinny to my taste, too thin to my taste. Whereas the Sentinel version is just cool. You know, like, it's not too fat, not too skinny. It's right on. Yeah, I mean, I do like the hat sculpt here. This is my favorite expression, the little winky smile face. But the angry face looks pretty cool as well. I feel like if I will have the armor onto this figure, I'll definitely use the angry face. That expression looks badass as well. Yup. Yeah. So, and articulation, of course, like any 6-inch scale action figures, it's a standard articulation you can imagine. And the joints, I do like the joints. One thing I want to mention it, although it's all plastic, but the joints are pretty tight. I don't know how, you know, as time goes, if it will degrade, you know, the joints and all that. But I doubt it, because the armor, like I mentioned, it's very lightweighted. The armor is very thin layer. The plastic is very thin and it's very lightweighted. I doubt it if you put armor on him and then display him for years, it will make any difference in terms of, you know, the stiffness to the joints. I doubt it. You know, I'm comparing with Senseiya figures, because the Senseiya figures over time, it will degrade on the joints because the armors are very heavy. That is why Senseiya is always improving on their base models, like putting more metal pieces to all of the joints, all of the parts, just so that it can support it longer in a longer run. But I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a deal for this particular series, because the armor is pretty lightweighted. But yeah, very interesting figure. I do like it. I'm not gonna complete my whole 5 figures. I'm not a completionist, and also these figures are expensive. I feel like they should be selling it at the $80 price line, you know. $150, it's kind of expensive for all plastic. Once again, I'm using the Senseiya method. I have to compare the two because, you know, they're very similar. Yeah, $150, $150, you can get metal. A lot of metal armors from Senseiya toys, whereas for Ronin Warriors, you get all plastic. But you know, it's different franchise, different toys. I'm still thankful that Bandai and Sentinel Toys are bringing back the Ronin Warriors toys. I mean, it's been a long time, and I think a lot of fans are out there, which I'm so surprised that there are a lot of people out there buying these figures. Like, if you miss out on their release day, like a month or 2 months later, these figures guarantee you it's gonna double in price in the market if you want to grab it later. So if you are a Ronin Warrior fan and you're planning to collect all these figures, buy it now. You know, I wonder if they're going to release the villains. I feel like I might be more interested in collecting the villains, because some of the villain designs are looking absolutely amazing. Yeah, so here is my review of the Sentinel Toys Ronin Warriors Rowen of the Strata Touma Hashiba action figure. I'll give this figure probably 8 out of 10. I do like most things about this figure. There are little gripes, but I do like it. I think the 2 points is definitely, 8 out of 10. The 2 point that I didn't give to this figure is definitely for the price point. I feel like it's a little bit expensive for all plastic figures, but you know, I got it. That means it's worth it, you know? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.